Hello, I'm back again with my bullshit. How are you guys doing? Let's get started. Okay, so I don't have my equipment. I'm not going all the way downstairs. There's 2 flights, and I've already puffed on my puffer 4 times today because I did errands. I'm not doing it. We're good. We're in bed today, okay? So I really want to talk about judgment. Judgment versus discernment. When critique is useful and when it is just you protecting yourself. Judgment. Let's start with definitions here. We know what they are, but let me just explain to you why I'm gonna dive into it. Judgment, it's an opportunity to express your opinion that isn't necessarily helpful. Criticism, power of comparing. People do find power in comparing, and it's kind of weird. I used to do it. Like, the only reason I'm saying all this stuff is because I literally lived this. I was so unaware, but I noticed when I lived in this energy of judging, more people were into being my friend, and that's so weird. I used to post stupid memes that made fun of people, even like little jabs. I'm very much like not into it anymore. That energy makes me uncomfortable, and I'll explain to you why. This also kind of let's listen to the discernment definition. Cognitive ability to distinguish when using your words to perceive clearly. Your ability to perceive clearly, receive, give, living in compassion also goes in alignment with that. So the harsh truth is, when you use judgment or something to try and like explain or correct someone, that really isn't useful. It's not helpful. And there's a difference between posting and planting a seed as opposed to making someone feel like shit, People are sensitive to both. It really doesn't matter, but let's just discern what is harmful to you too, okay? One is harmful to no one, has no ill intention. One is harmful to both parties. So ego wants to be master, but the truth is we are forever on a learning journey. We're always learning. There's never a mastered level. Like, maybe if you're Gandhi or like Buddha and stuff, even then they seen everyone as their teacher. They still called themselves students, and that's such a humbling thing. Lately, everyone seems to think that this spiritual awakening trend is like the coolest thing ever, and they're super spiritual, you know what I mean? Like, they're chosen, you know what I mean? It's getting ridiculous. It's like such a trend. Why can't we just live our lives, be humble and show compassion, and actually live in authenticity and not prove ourselves? You know what I mean? Okay, that's for another video though. I have like a whole this and this and these. That's a whole video. There's a lot of dissolving ego in those, so if you don't want me to piss you off like I usually do, join me. Let's dissolve your ego. Let's do it. Who cares if I piss you off? You'll get over it. That's what happens, okay? It humbles you. Alright? I felt a lot of shame when I was getting my ego dissolved. Like, oh, this is how you do it? Nope. No. And then all of a sudden I'd get humbled. It would be handed to me on a spiky silver platter. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so judging others is a spiritual practice. It's always something we have to be mindful of. It's always going to be there. We're always going to correct ourselves. We just have to learn self-compassion and compassion for others, okay? We're never ever going to master it. It's never going to be mastered. You will hear some of the most like emotionally intelligent people say that they're still dealing with this, okay? So our culture is strongly attached to categorizing and comparing, and a lot of compromising. This is a big thing for our society. It's so normalized. Like, I'm just gonna say something and we're not gonna get any further into it, but government. my channel shut down. Okay, so, yet we are constantly told to judge and compare, categorize, put people in a box is not politically or spiritually correct. The irony, because Facebook, Twitter, and the news, and like tabloids, everything, so ironic. So ironic. We're told as a community, try and integrate, blend, make people feel like they're part of this place, and it's like, you're not wearing a mask, you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Stupid. It's stupid. We are so manipulated and gaslit in this generation. That's why spiritual awakening is happening for us. Sorry, it's really hot, but I don't want to take this off. That's why spiritual awakenings are happening. And you know what's stupid? We're all spiritual. It's just like we're shedding trauma. There needs to be a better word for this now it just turned trendy. And not a lot of these people are actually having spiritual awakenings. They're just blending with the aesthetic, and it's because they're scared of judgment for not being in that state, and they're also living in judgment at the same time. This is what happens to a society when we are confused. There's a lot of like gray blurred lines. Nobody really knows what the fuck they're doing, but they want to tell other people what to do. And I'm going to repeat again, I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just helping you use discernment with this topic, just so you can live a little more authentic. And also, this plants seeds of self-awareness too, which is the big thing that we need to start doing. We need to start helping each other and stop shitting on each other. Stop taking people's lowest points, most ignorant points, and shining a spotlight on them. Like, I hope putting that energy into that paid your bills. Okay? I just want to say that. If you have fun shitting on people and you're here to shit on me because I'm so small time right now, and trust me guys, I'm speaking to you as a friend right now, like there's so many people on my personal social media making fun of me. Man, I'm just going to share with you right now, a lot of people who go through this shit, and the reason I'm sharing this now, the reason I'm so open about this is because I was constantly judged. I lived a life of embarrassment, ridicule, compromise, and my brain was so fucked that I was trying to make everyone else happy. Now everyone thinks I'm a joke. I'm trying to help people get out of that state. I see people still kind of in it and people making fun of them. This is a never-ending cycle. And you know what this leads to? Suicide. I'm fucking sick of seeing people die and people shitting on them when they were alive, but now they're the best person in the world. So let's talk about this. Let's actually take this serious because we need more compassion in the world. That's the main reason I'm doing this video. Okay? Okay. We can't keep living like this. It's such bullshit, man. Okay, so yeah, we're told it's not spiritually or politically correct. How confusing, because everyone's doing it still. And that's exactly it. Judgment leads to polarization. We're taught to discern and protect and keep safe, but at the same time we're attacking the people who don't fit in the box we're trying to like put out there. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Okay, so our society is literally built on manipulation. 100%. Do as I do, or no, it's do as I say, not as I do. That's literally the subconscious motto right now. It's like insane. And this is because people want to put walls around themselves and what they perceive as like safe and smart and better choice. It's to feel secure. This is what ego wants to do. Ego wants to bash it down. And you better stay in there because I feel safe when you're there, okay? Thank you. Now we can get along. That's what ego is. That's what judgment is. We gotta get rid of that, okay? Yeah. My videos, I'm more like talking to friends. I'm not a computer. I'm not gonna sit here and read you like Siri would read the Google definition, okay? No. All right, let's keep going. This is something our collective is aiming to move away from. We're trying to move away from this, but it seems that we're getting closer and deeper into it. It's getting kind of wild out there, you guys. Oh my God, we're on fire. Literally, the world's on fire. Okay, so forms of social media make this a challenge. As I said, did I say it in this video? Because I re-recorded this like 3 times. My tatas were hanging out in one. We couldn't have that one. The other one, my puffer, I couldn't get going. I got one puff and I was like quickly gonna do the second. Nope. Spent 5 minutes trying to sort that thing out and I forgot the camera was on. And then, okay, anyway. Did I say something about, you guys aren't going to answer me. So Facebook and Twitter are the Regina, George, and Katie of social media. Instagram is like your best friend's, or your sister's best friend, the one who would sneak you puffs of weed. You know what I mean? Okay, she's the fun one. She's the one where you can go like do your shit and there's probably a crowd for you there. And, or else nobody sees it because nobody's even, like, you have 3 followers, you know. It's whatever you want it is. Whatever you want it to be. So smaller communities, this is a challenge for them too. Okay, so let's put social media and smaller communities in the same category, because it's isolated energies with a chance to showcase, right? So someone with a lot of trauma, someone who wants to guard themselves, someone who wants to protect themselves, again, just their ego still really exists. They gatekeep a lot, probably, right? A small community, gotta protect. It's COVID, it's like all these things. There's not much space for blending and integrating unless you get some new personalities in there, or you get someone who has the ability to transmute the energy there. We need seed planters, and it's happening, but I don't think Facebook is going to change anytime soon, so that's what it is, okay? Small communities, I see them making big changes, but I'm not going to lie. I made a video about living in the settlement, and I had some friends message me and be like, Paige, is still the same thing. I don't let my kids go anywhere. And that's such a struggle. Like, how do you blend? How do you grow when it's not safe? How do you expand? How do you learn when it's not safe? We don't have a lot of opportunities for people to do this stuff. So if you're still living in this energy where you're more on the judgment side, it's all good. It's all good. Honestly, life is a journey. Our journeys are not all in the same timeline. Time is not linear. I'm losing my breath again. Sorry, guys. Time is not linear. Dissolving whatever issues we have is not linear. That's never going to happen. Everyone does it in their own time. And when we feel safe enough to put the guard down, the gate, you know what I mean, and let the vulnerability out and just have enough security in self to have compassion for others and just be open-minded, it takes a lot to get there. It takes a lot to be able to understand someone without taking it personal, which I get. I noticed, just to protect my mentality from like this energy, judgment, criticism, constantly sharing really ignorant stuff, I remove people on Facebook, and that's my form of gatekeeping for my own protection. And instead of judging, I just remove people. We can move around judgment. We don't need to have people on our friend list who pisses off and put us in a bad mood every time they post something. There's no reason for it, right? Okay, so yeah, as I said, I'm gonna ramble. I'm talking to my buddies here. I'm not teaching a class. I mean, I ain't getting paid for this. I'll talk about what I want. I'm in a silly mood today, guys. Sorry. It was a good day. Okay, so while wanting to blend, have compassion for all, we kind of tend to fall into this trap of swinging into extreme opposite. Again, gatekeeping, I was already on that topic. Something we have to face is, in order to like bypass judgment, we have to accept that some people have more talent than others, or there's more success in that business than this one. It's just what the people want. It's what people's our destinies are. It's not that we're not good enough and we're mediocre compared to other people. We're just meant to do something else. Everyone has a talent, everyone has a gift, everyone has an ability. Where judgment comes is we're still comparing ourselves, making fun of someone and trying to diminish them because they have a voice. How come you're doing that? What's going on there, buddy? What do you want to talk about, other than someone expressing themselves and being free with who they are? What's going on here, We got to start figuring that out for ourselves. How come I feel the need to shit on someone else who is probably not even paying attention to me? Do you know how that sounds? Like making a subliminal post about these situations because of our need to judge. Do you know how silly that sounds now? Like as I said, did that pay your bill? All that energy, did that pay your bill? It didn't. It kind of just made you go, but that looks stupid. Did you learn from that? What did it do for you? You gotta ask yourself that question. I did this for months and months and months and months until finally now I do get a little sense of it. I get protective. Sometimes I see things that would hurt my friends' feelings and I'm like, that dumb bitch. But really, remember, people post things, people say things, people critique things because this is their safe zone. They have a trigger too. Everyone has triggers. When we finally reach the point of where I don't really need to have an opinion about that shit, I don't care. They're fucked up in their own way just like I am. Their trauma is still well and alive in them. They need to protect themselves right now because that's right now and it's none of our concern. When we learn compassion for other people who obviously have a pain about this, we progress. It's a point of leveling up. There's no need to feel shame and realizing this. Like, this is actually a good conversation to have with people. With the right people. There's a lot of people out there who still want to diminish and shame others. I'm gonna get my butt downstairs after this and do a tarot reading if you guys want to see that later. Okay, so let's keep going. How come I felt the need to do that? Because I burped, and when I have this urge to just go grab my cards, and I know that's a message for someone, so yeah. Sorry to get off topic. ADD cowgirl here. Okay. So we avoid placing so we cannot avoid, although we try, distinguishing things from one another, person from person. We cannot do that. It's not possible. It's like, okay, a lot of parents are so up and down about having all the kids get a reward at hockey when some of the kids are like, but I know I won. I got the most goals. They don't keep track, and everyone gets a goal. Everyone has Sorry, I just gotta check something. Oops. Whoever is raising that kid is teaching them to be an achiever, and it's bruising their ego because at home they're probably really rewarded for being an overachiever or being great. They expect it because that's how they're recognized at home. There's no it's okay, this is fair game for everyone. This is fun until you get more serious, babe. We gotta start explaining shit to our kids. It's a confusing time right now. And a lot of kids are getting frustrated because it's not like it used to be. I'm so glad my son was on this stick end of things because he's compassionate and stuff. And he listens to me when I talk to him about not being judgmental. But he's still like, how come this is all happening? This is so stupid. The point of all the kids receiving awards at hockey is so that the ones who never, ever, ever get a reward and feel hopeless, who are not nourished and probably neglected, but seen as a star on the ice, it's to help them feel included, feel like a part of the community. When they get older, they're gonna eventually go into different things, and there's going to be different programs where there is going to be distinguishing. There is going to be okay, this is your talent. They don't have that right now. And we gotta work on having the same mentality as that, compassion for all. And it's really hard too with our trauma. I'm telling you. I'm still not 100% there. And we're never gonna fully get there. That's the thing. Like for me, in the past, like I always had compassion for the people who were like shitting on me and I didn't even know. And then they end up shitting on me behind my back when I leave. It's like, oh my god, I just let you do all this stuff and make me feel like shit. And then you go and tell people that I did what you're doing. It's a confusing world. See, hypocrites are big in ego. Hypocrites are big in judgment. They want to make sure they're safe. That's why judgment is put out there, right? It puts a gate up around their insecurities. I don't want anyone to find out my secrets, and we don't like each other now, so I'm going to make sure people know about her. That is, again, in line with this. Regina George over here. Okay, so if we avoid placing boundaries, people take those too far. But if we avoid it, and if we just feel pressure to accept everyone as they are, this is like pushing it, but children can go undisciplined, hurtful behavior is ignored, vandalism is tolerated because we're trying to see compassion in these people, which I understand for this stuff. But we need to like be able to have compassion, but if people keep doing that, we need to figure out why the fuck they're doing it. Why do you get joy in this? Why does destroying something make you feel good? Like we need to start configuring things together instead of just paying for all these people in jail, right? Judgment. You're going to jail for doing that. We need to actually, like, the government, I don't know, we need some women in there. Let's not talk about them. They're going to get mad at me. Okay, anyway. People can get sloppy, unmotivated, and ignorant without some comparison of what's progressive and what's mediocre, right? People, like, when there's no boundaries, just look at relationships. No boundaries. These manipulators here, they'll take it too far. Sports, they'll take it too far. No boundaries. School, they'll take it too far. Court of law, they'll take it too far. There needs to be boundaries, but when are we going to find a balance without stepping on toes? I don't think that's ever going to happen. We just have to learn to adjust ourselves so we can help the outside world, right? Compassion within self is compassion for a world. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a different world one day. I really do see it happening. I see it happening. People got to stop talking about this rapture because it's already happening. And that's the most I'm going to say about it, okay? I need more followers before I talk about that because I know that I'm going to get shadow banned. Okay. We are already seeing consequences of absence from making distinctions for fear of offending or leaving people out. We really are. Do you guys see this? Oh my god, I cannot get comfortable. I'm not comfortable. I'm usually covered in blankets and like laying on my side. So really though, do you see this new generation everyone's complaining about? What are they called? Gen Z? I don't know. I just call them the new spoiled generation because literally we have too much. There's parents who like really had too much compassion, and I hate saying that, but there was no boundaries. Now look at them. There's 18-year-olds, 13-year-olds dressing like prostitutes and snapping back at grandma on the bus and pushing people around and laughing at people for having ugly clothes. We don't have boundaries. We didn't use discernment with these. I say we because I don't want to directly point out the people who raise these kids, okay? I won't. There's those parents, they probably were pushovers as children, and now they're a pushover with their kid, or they were abused as a pushover and they never wanted to do that to their children. There's a backlog to everything. There's mechanics to everything, okay? Never judge a man until you walked a mile in his shoe moccasins. I'm saying that because I like that quote. Okay, so I want to kind of talk about this. Okay, so we're going to do judgment versus discernment. And then, you know what? Should I just do spiritual ego on a different one? Because it doesn't really go with this. You know what? I'm gonna do spiritual ego in a different one because so many people have one. I had one, and it's never gonna go away. We want to correct everyone when we feel like they're being insensitive, but then that's us trying to decide someone else's path, and it's not right. So I'm just gonna read you the little bit of tips I had for the spiritual ego thing. You guys know about it, but I'm not even gonna, you know. So practice self-awareness with observing, sitting in silence. Like something pisses you off, or you see a post that bothers you or puts a negative feeling. Remember that you're creating a connection with this, and you really should just say, that's not for me. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, that's really easy to do. But if it's someone especially that really triggers you and you don't like, or like you keep giving the stink eye to because you think they're arrogant, because they've worked on things that you haven't possibly. This is most of the time where jealousy comes from. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I know this girl who was just always giving girls the stink eye because she said that they copied her business idea, her lash business idea. And I was like, it's not really new though. A lot of people are doing that. She was so upset with a lot of these girls who tried to do the same thing as her that every time she crossed a post, she had an opinion, and it was always negative. It was really hard to be around that. And it's just, I feel for her because she doesn't have an identity. I don't know if she does anymore. Her identity was how pretty she is. And it's like, she's so smart. She's got a good heart, but that's what she's stuck with. She's trying to shape other people because she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know where she's going. She doesn't know her purpose. She's still young, and that has a lot to do with it. That's why I'm saying she wasn't for me, so I removed that person from my life. This is the same thing for posts. Practice observation and silence, okay? So this also gives mental strength. Sitting in silence with something that might bother you actually kind of puts the damaged pieces of you that wants to place judgment, it removes it, and it puts you into you. You get to be your truest self eventually, okay? You find strength in that. This also preserves the energy. Whatever we put our energy into, it comes alive more. It's manifestation, right? We get really mad about someone else's lash company. No matter what, it's gonna accelerate because she has so many haters saying how fucking weird she is. For some reason, though, it just keeps growing because it's the lovers plus the supporters and the family and then the haters. She's turning all of that attention into business. I hope that me saying this helps people who pocket watch or secretly watch other people. I hope you know these people are taking the energy and they're building confidence and removing shame each time you do this. Each time there's a piece of gossip. That's how I got here. I have no fucking shame. I finally love myself because I learned no matter what, how much a person was going to judge me, how much I was going to be categorized, I still have to live. I still have to breathe. I still have to go fight for things that I want back in my life. I still have to be here. That's what negativity does. You are helping strengthening someone. Little do you know, if you can't get rid of this habit or something, and that's fine, don't feel shame about it. I really want everyone to feel comfortable on their journey right now. You are doing the universe a favor. That's your purpose right now. If you're in this energy and you're having hints of awakening, that's fine. You were the catalyst to someone's healing, and they're probably paying gratitude to you. They're probably saying, I needed that, right? Pay gratitude to that person. Ask the universe for some kind of healing, if you're into that shit. If you're into it. If you're not, fuck it, do what you do. Okay, so comparison is harmful. It really is. As I said, it makes you tired. Nothing moves for you. You're giving all your energy to someone else, and it's helping build them up. That's why people say my haters are my biggest supporters, and that's why I pay the most gratitude to them. That's why you hear rappers say, fuck yeah, thank you, you got me here, bro. You gave me a backbone. Start thinking of it that way. Don't don't think of this out of spite. It's literally, I'm just telling you, you are an amazing step in the path. And there was a reason that happened. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing's fucky for no reason, okay? Practice unconditional love. When you do that, you receive more. What you give out, you tell people you give what you get, but you're so shitty on people. Do you understand, like, the irony in that? I hope this makes sense, okay? And also, that goes with manifestation. Remember, your judgment. If you're wondering why your business isn't picking up, if you're wondering why people are repelled by you, the universe heard you, and they're not going to send love to you. They're going to send repellent to you. Or if, say, you're only gaining attention from people by judging others, like, this is what she did. You are going to notice all of a sudden these friends that you gained 6 months later, 1 year later, people are saying like, oh my god, she was saying this about you. Did you know that? And it's like, what? And you thought you were close. You manifested that. Think about it. All of this is a forever cycle. What we give out is literally coming back. It's like, piece of shit, you get a piece of shit. You know what I mean? To give is to receive, as I said. So I hope this all kind of flowed. I hope it made sense. I really didn't expect it to go that way, but yeah, practice compassion. Everyone has a fucking story that probably makes no sense to you. You probably will never experience their story. Some are more twisted than the others. It's not up to us to feel comfortable with their journey. That's the bottom line. I hope this helps someone. If it didn't, if you're still shitting on me, thank you. Okay, bye guys.